typically these objects. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Is there a danger to having the URLs be the same? Like in JavaScript, you say request.delete when you met request.get, and then you deleted something that eventually for you.
Yep. Right. So in the JavaScript, you would just like we are creating these course services, you would create a sister that looks identical to this on the client side.
I'm asking, wouldn't it be safer if it was like /API/delete instead of having the URLs be identical?
Yeah, I know. So part of the convention is not to use any verbs whatsoever as part of the URLs, only nouns, because the magical part of this is being able to expose a data model and be able to navigate through the data model and use the path exclusively to encode the hierarchical nature of that data model, right? And instead delegate the actions to the methods of using get, post, delete, and whatnot. Yeah. Yes.
In the update method.
Yeah.
So in case if we don't find the course that we have to update.
Right.
And so
you send it back a 4.4 or something like that.
Yeah. So that is the one thing I want to know. How do we exactly send HTTP specific responses? Because our response, type would be like a course.
Yeah.
A list of a course, or a type would be
course.
Yeah. How do we send?
Yeah, we'll handle error messages in a bit, because not only do you want to send 404, you might want to send an entire message across. Yeah, so we'll talk about that in a minute. Before I forget, where was I going? Oh, so these objects, right, have themselves hierarchies, right, of courses containing modules containing lessons, and so on and so forth. All right, so I just wanted to demo that real quick. In here, for instance, you might have modules, right, where you have module, and modules might also have, similarly to courses. I'm just going to copy this. It might have the same schema of integers, of IDs and titles, identical, yes? But instead of course, it would be module and modules. Okay. And in here, you might have any number of modules in here, right? That might map to each one of these. And so, for instance, you might create a couple of courses, a couple modules that would belong to the CS4500, and a couple modules that would belong to CS5610. You have to create that structure, right? Either from a JSON file that you need to parse and generate this, or like when we do next week, we'll map it to some relational database and read it. But we don't know how to do that just yet. Right? So right now I'm going to do it by hand. So this would be modules. And this I'll call this CS4500 modules. New array list of module. Okay. There it is. Which I can then populate, right? I can create a couple modules here. So module CS4500 week 1, new module. And the IDs could be the same, right? So this could be the week 1 module. And a couple of these, so week 2. Different IDs here. And then just populate these, right? So this might contain add CS4500 week 1 and add the second one here, right? And CS4500, right, is what? A course that has to have any number of modules, yes? Meaning that there would be some relationship between courses and modules, right? There would be a list of modules that would belong to the course. So these are the modules, right? Which initially might be an empty list of modules, right? And this would need to have some setters and getters just like the other ones, right? So you would have here and generate the setters and getters for the modules, There it is. I'm going to add it at the bottom. There's the modules. All right. So that here you can now say, all right, I got the modules. I got the list of modules created. I can now add them to 4500. I can say 4500. That's set module list, and here are my CS4500 modules. Everyone okay? All right. Now if I refresh and restart the server, when I fetch my list of courses, you'll notice that now the courses, right, that particular course 4500, contains an array of modules, of those 2 modules in there. Right? And obviously you can extend this to lessons and topics and widgets all the way down. Right? You can make this arbitrarily complex. Right? That now this object here, instead of being read from some JSON object that lives on the client, you're going out to the server and fetch this, right? And say, well, I only want a particular course. I don't want all the courses. I only want the course 234 with its modules and lessons and whatnot, right? As opposed to on the client having to iterate and search for these things, right? All this is going to now live on the server side, right? And next week, it's all going to live on the database side, right? So for now, we're just focusing on the middle tier, how to do the data model, right? How to do the relationship between these, right? How to expose this data model using a RESTful API, right? And how to use REST for updating, for CRUDing these instances. Make sense? All right, let's take a really short break, and we'll come back right after this.